Welcome to round 3 of the Parenting Roundabout podcast for the week of February 21st. I'm Catherine Haleko, and I'm here with Terry Morrow.
Hello.
And Nicole Eridix.
Hello.
We're moms of teens and young adults, and when it comes to parenting, we've been there, done that, bought the t-shirt. But we're still waiting for that day when we'll reach the finish line and have no further need to lay down in a dark room with a wet rag over our eyes, worrying about something or other. Wednesday is complaint day here on Parenting Roundabout, and today we're complaining about an incident of mom shaming that we read about.
Tisk.
Someone who...
Is this necessary?
I know. A parent who had a kid who just didn't sleep finally, found the solution, which was put the kid in the car, start the car, let it run for an hour, the kid will sleep. And, while the car is parked outside the house, I guess. I don't know where the mother is in the Hopefully she's not too far away.
Just remote start and she goes back to bed.
But anyway, she got an anonymous note from a neighbor scolding her about the environmental effects of this practice. And wow, mind your own business.
Yes.
And if you're that upset about it, go complain to your friend, or your partner, or, even a message board or something.
Right.
But don't tell the person themselves not to do this. Because, someone has to be at the end of their rope to do this. So please don't make it even worse for them. Oh, man.
Yeah. And it's an anonymous note, so you can't go stand with the crying baby under that person's window all night.
Right.
And say, don't you wish we were in our car now?
Exactly. Oh, man. Just feel for this person who experienced this.
Yes.
Because... when you have a kid who doesn't sleep, you're really willing to do anything.
Yeah. I always thought you would have to drive around though. Is just being in the car with the motor running sufficient? Apparently it is for this child.
I guess for some kids. Yeah. I've heard of people putting the baby seat on top of the washing machine, right?
Yeah.
Because it simulates the car moving.
Some kids are going to be going, I see what you're doing. This is not the same.
I demand a drive. Get in the car, lady.
Yes. Oh, I don't know why people feel the need to do that. Obviously, someone who's never had a kid who doesn't sleep all night. So I adopted kids when they were sort of past that point. So we never really had a sleeping problem. My daughter was old enough and she slept pretty good. Even considering this huge disruption in her life, she always slept pretty good. And my son would wake up but amuse himself, which I guess is what you do in the orphanage when there's nobody who's going to come if you're not sleeping. So the doctor would ask, how long does he sleep at night? And I went, I don't know. He might be up all night. I don't know. But it doesn't bother me. So we needed no nocturnal journeys to deal with that. But I feel for people who do. Because, as you say, that's an end of your rope thing. That's not, I care nothing for the environment. I'm just going to go run my engine and, do this thing for my child. It's like, OMG, I have to do something, anything, fine. You want to set up an oil refinery in my backyard and it will make him sleep.
And I would like to know if this complainer, ever say gets on an airplane or does she ever use a dishwasher or a clothes dryer or does she have a fuel powered car or does she come on,
does she ever drive to the store when she could really have walked? If only you knew who it was, you could have an enjoyable game of I see you,
right?
But it was about the environment.
Yeah, that was her reason for why you shouldn't do this.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. Not even is that safe for your baby?
Right. That might have been a better thing.
She did not care about the child's welfare at all.
Aren't you thinking of the planet?
Environment.
I wonder if electric cars are as effective.
Yeah.
You could just plug in the car and keep it going. Would that satisfy this person? But it's different because, right, it just kind of has a hum. It doesn't have the
I don't
chug
think it
motion.
has the same effect, I bet.
I don't know. I keep a fan running, or I've kept a fan running for my kids and myself for years. It's not, obviously doesn't have the footprint a vehicle does, but still it's electricity. Wow. That's pretty intense. I mean, good for her. She's advocating for...
No, not good for her.
Okay. I'm trying to be kind, okay?
It's just all the steps in this. It's number one, noticing that the neighbor is running their car every night and figuring out what they're doing it for. Number two, being judgy about that from an environmental point of view. And then three, writing a note. But also not writing a note saying, please contact me and let's brainstorm some ideas that will be better. But, I see what you're doing. It's bad. It's evil. You are responsible for all that is bad in the world. Bye.
Right.
If you're going to do that, if you're going to throw that kind of shade, sign your name.
Mm-hmm.
But surely she must have known which one it was. Because I bet this isn't the first time she's complained.
I would guess so. I don't know. I mean, I guess she can still post off. She can still send it to Parents Magazine and shame the person online. But
right,
yeah,
I'm happy that Parents takes the point of view of, oh, stop that.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just.
I mean, unless you are going to not drive a car yourself. Live an entirely zero waste existence where you basically grow all your own food and make all your clothes out of, dryer lint and leaves.
Let he who is carbon neutral throw the first stone is what you're saying.
There we go. That is what I'm saying. But you said it in a more clever way.
Oh, dear. I
do a lot of waiting around for a kid, and I do sometimes feel bad about doing so with
that
the car
is
running.
not good for the environment.
Yes, but number one, it's cold where I live.
That's right.
Right.
If it's going to be a while, then sometimes I turn off the car, and then once I get freezing, then I turn it back on, and and if the weather is cooperative, then I turn the car off. But I can't freeze to death also.
And similarly, where Nicole lives, you need to have the air conditioner on.
Right.
So. Yes. Can't live without it.
Roast.
So you would think that somebody would have developed technology to solve these problems. Elon Musk, get on it. That number one, a way to run the heater and the air conditioner when the car is not running. And number two, a way to convince your child that he is in fact in a car that is on when not actually being in a car that is on.
Right.
I
do remember seeing that
science should be able to address these issues.
I feel like I remember seeing at some point when one of my kids was pretty little and wouldn't sleep, and you had to always be holding them, and it was like a hand, like a foam hand that you could put on their back so that when they're sleeping.
No, have you not seen where they put the fish? That flopping fish? Have you seen that?
Mm-mm.
Sorry, I'm interrupting. I just thought of it as you mentioned it. Have you seen that flopping fish? It's for cats. It's like a little stuffy fish.
Okay.
And it's got a mechanism in it that makes it flop around.
Huh.
So it goes up and, how do I say it? It doesn't flop. The head and the tail go up and down.
Okay.
Okay. So people have online, have showed pictures of their babies sleeping, presumably, with this flopping fish attached to the baby's back.
Oh, God.
And it's just patting
It's
the
just
baby.
patting the baby. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, first
I don't
of all,
know how
you should
legit it is.
You have to put your baby to sleep on their back. So
Yeah. Is that the latest? I have no idea.
yes, that is.
But anyway.
Yeah, I
kinda
mean,
funny.
for half a minute, I was like, I might need that hand, that fake hand.
I mean, I wonder if there's like a vibrating device you could put in a crib that, at the bottom of a crib that would give the simulation of a car ride.
I feel like those, there's that who Dr. Karp is, who's like a
Is he the flopping
pediatrician.
fish? No.
No, but he has this whole like, no, how to get your baby to sleep and not cry.
Uh-huh.
And it's like you have to sway and shush, and there's like the 4 S's or the 5 S's or whatever it is.
Oh, gosh.
And he sells a crib, like a cradle,
Uh-huh.
that I think it does. I think it like moves and rocks and makes like white noise so that
Uh-huh.
the baby can
Wow.
sleep.
Periodically it
it's
honks and yells at
super
other drivers, and
expensive.
so it's super realistic.
Yeah, right. To really bring in that reality feeling. Mhm.
Mhm.
Just to soothe that child.
Well,
It's called a snoo.
Snoo.
Yeah, SNOO. Snoo.
Your child provides the Z's.
That's right.
well, this sounds all good for children, but this would also work for women of a certain age as
That's
well, who don't
right.
sleep.
Does he have a snoo too for those of us who need a little extra help?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The senior
I
snoo.
would like that. My
Senior
the senior snoo.
I think there's money to be made.
Yep.
Wow. Well, now that you're talking about it, I'm ready to hit the bed and try and have a snoo.
A snoo.
It's too funny. Well, that's it for today's round 3. Tune in tomorrow when we'll obsess about small talk, and then on Friday to see what we've come up with for our Roundup picks for this week. I'll find all our episodes at parentingroundabout.com and talk back in the comments there, on our Facebook page, or on Twitter, where you will find us at Roundabout Chat.